In this session of the College Pre-Approval Know Before You Go video series, I'm talking about a topic that gets a lot of, let's just say, reaction from parents when we tell them how this works. And that's about the financial aid policies of the institutions. There really are two different schools of thought here. One says that we want to encourage and get the best students, and we're going to award them based on their merit, regardless of the family's financial circumstances. And on the other side of the equation, some of our most elite schools that are some of our highest priced schools, they have decided that they're only going to award aid to those that demonstrate financial need. Now that can be really difficult for a very highly competitive student. Let's say they've got a 33, 34 on the ACT and they've got a 4.0 GPA, and they can get into schools like MIT, Harvard, and Stanford. Well, all those schools I just mentioned, they only award aid to those students that have financial need. So if you're a financially successful family, the reality is that you're not going to get any financial aid from those institutions. Even if you have the valedictorian with all of the accolades that can get into that institution, you're just not going to get any money. So that's a hard pill to swallow, especially for kids that have worked really hard to be where they're at. But what we encourage those families to look at is what schools are out there that do award based on the merit of that student. So we give a couple examples, and one that has really come to the front is a school like Alabama down in the Southeastern Conference in the SEC. And essentially what they have said is, if you've got a 32 on your ACT and you've got at least a 3.7 on your GPA, we will give you the full cost of out-of-state tuition. The only thing you have to come up with is room and board. So that is a demonstrated grid scholarship based on the merit of that student. Another one that's here in the state of Ohio is Case Western University, Case Western Reserve. And Case Western Reserve and another school called Northwestern was the top two choices of one of our students that we worked with here in the fall. When they went to Northwestern, the family's expected family contribution was $80,000 per year, so they make a good living. Northwestern gave them exactly zero in terms of financial aid because they only award based on need. Case Western Reserve, on the other hand, gave this talented student $25,000 per year for a total of $100,000 over the 4-year course of their education. So again, it's just focus on what you can focus on, and don't come into the surprise. You got to know before you go. One thing that we always talk about when it comes to financial aid and the policies of the schools is really, it's all about the net cost. So if you look at this is a comparison of two schools side by side. And when this student applied to Ohio University, and their top choice was the University of Findlay. At the time, it's more now, but Ohio University was right around $20,000 per year, and the University of Findlay was $35,000 per year. So obviously that's a significantly higher initial cost. I call it the manufacturer's suggested retail price, is much higher at Findlay. But when it was all said and done, the only financial aid that was awarded at Ohio University, and I love Ohio University, it's a great school, but the only award that they gave was in, that's right, loans. Loans is the first way financial aid is often awarded. But when we looked at Findlay, they actually gave a number of grants and scholarships to this family to where their net cost was going to be less than $15,000. So they're going to a school for $5,000 less per year that costs $15,000 more on the face value. So the lesson here that I like to point out, never rule out a school based on its top line price. It's all about your net cost.